Hello YouTube, welcome to another atheism video. I do have a correction to my last atheism videos. Several of those were about evolution, which has been pointed out to me as a separate issue to atheism. So I'll add a note to those videos in the sidebar, but this video is about atheism, and it really starts off with a question. What is it with Christians and sex, really? Well, what's with it with all the big three, Islam, Christianity, Judaism, with sex? If you read the books, I mean, they're full of sex, illicit and authorised by their deity, just chock full of sex. But particularly with Christians, I've noticed an obsession with sex. There was eerie parties, and now this video, I'm going to post it as a reply to. I don't know, he's filtering his comments, and I assume he's filtering his video responses as well, so I don't know if he'll allow it, but I'll post a link in the sidebar. Both of them were incredibly concerned about sex, vastly out of proportion to how important I think it is, whether it's straight or gay, whether it's before or after marriage, how many people are involved, and in Erie's case a disturbing fetish for incest. I really want to know why. I mean, reading the scriptures, it's obvious that it's important to the people writing, and I can understand, because in the old times reproduction's a vital thing, and the only way to control reproduction is to control sex and control women's bodies. I mean, if you just look at the early marriage laws, they're just transfer of property from one man to another, and the resulting childhood laws are all about ownership and control of property that are people. And then, if you look, I'm just going to focus on Christianity here because I think they've got it worst of all. In the New Testament, it keeps up with the obsession, except now it's against the whole idea. I mean, at least Paul is. I mean, I'll give you chapter and verse. Corinthians, chapter 7, verses 8 to 9. To the unmarried and the widows, I say that it is well for them to remain single as I am. If they cannot exercise self-control, they should marry, for it is better to marry than to be aflame with passion. Maybe they've got that right. I mean, marriage is supposed to cure passion, isn't it? But, I mean, earlier stuff, Matthew, one of the disciples, doesn't sound too keen on it either. Some are incapable of marriage because they were born so, some because they were made so, others because they have renounced marriage for the sake of the kingdom of God. Whoever can accept this ought to accept that. And that's Matthew chapter 19, verses 11 and 12. They really don't like marriage, do they? I mean, atheism doesn't say anything about sex, because atheism says nothing about anything other than not believing in a deity. But people are accurate when they say that atheists are more permissive, because we don't have a book telling us what we can't let other people do. There are plenty of us who are bigots. I know some atheists who are violently homophobic, but in general an atheist doesn't care about anything you do so long as it doesn't harm him or her. I mean, I know I damn don't care however many people you sleep with, who you sleep with, or what kind of person they are, so long as all you do is consensual and legal. That's fine with me. I don't care, whatever fashion takes your fancy. Now, if you just look at the teen pregnancy rates, STD transmissions and divorce rates, you can see, surprise, surprise, people who aren't hung up about sex and what other people's genitals are doing, who don't have a sense of shame instilled in them, they're less likely to get knocked up young, less likely to have unprotected sex and catch something nasty, and less likely to get into a marriage that's loveless and will fail. And I wonder why this is. Now, I've already been accused of, simply because of my lack of belief in a god, of being an incestuous, swinging, cheating monster. And I'm sure I will be again. And if people see this video, they may well look and say, there is a lustful servant of Satan. Well, I hope you'll understand why I think that they're the ones obsessed with sex and not me. Oh, and about sex? About life in general? Oh, and try everything in life once, except Morris dancing and incest. Sadly, I'm from Norfolk, and I'm one down. Hey!